let's take a look at Overwatch. This is running on Windows after we go through boot camp. Alright, so we are at 1680 by 1050. Pretty much the setting, everything is low, even in the advanced, quite bad. And we're getting 56 frames per second and we haven't even got into any action. Not a good sign, people. Alright, 60 frames per second, let's take a look.
Fight.
70 frames per second. Sixty-nine frames per 70 frames per second. That's actually quite good, surprisingly. Yeah, quite smooth. The graphics are not terrible. There was a little bit of choppiness, which of course is going to cost you your life, but we're doing about 70 frames per second. .76 frames per second. 66 frames per second. Quite good. Alright, let's try and get a little bit better. We are gonna try changing the resolution to something a little bit better. Let's go to 1920 by 1200. Still getting about 70 frames per second, 68 frames per second. I think it's a little bit choppier. God damn it. 70 frames per second, 69 frames per second. .79. Okay, it's still playable. Ideally play with a mouse, not a touchpad, so you don't die all the time, but the purpose isn't to win. I just want to see how well it does. 70 frames per second, so it's actually quite good. You can actually play it very well. Let's see if we can even get a little bit better. Let's move to 2560. Good. Still 70 frames per second. Yeah, it's a little bit choppier, but still playable. .76 frames per second. Very good. Okay, so Overwatch surprisingly is doing quite good with this, with the Intel video card, but I didn't really play around with the graphics, so let's do that now since it's already quite good. We are gonna go ahead and change it from low to medium. Restart is required, so let's go ahead and restart it and take another look. God, I really hate Windows. Alright. So it said on top left corner about 52 frames per second. Remember when we had it low it was around 73. Now we're dropped to 47, 48 and we haven't done any action yet. Graphics looks nice though. 63, 70 frames per second. Alright, let's take a look. 66 frames per second, 70 frames per second. 55. So it dropped a little bit, but not significant at low setting. But I mean, it's gonna matter if you're doing competition. It really is gonna matter. So I would rather play with a little bit lower graphics setting and have better performance in gaming, just so I wouldn't die. 70 frames per second, 69 frames per second. God, our aim sucks. Okay, so Overwatch is definitely playable. I don't know if you want me to go any further in the graphics, but already at medium it's struggling, and we did 2560, so you can play around a little bit more, maybe drop the resolution to 1920 by 1200 and keep the setting to the graphics to medium, and maybe you'll do a little bit slightly better without dying. All right, so we are 70 frames per second, definitely smoother. Yeah, much smoother, 70 frames per second. Let's go ahead and jump in some action. 70 frames per second, quite solid. Okay, so it's definitely good, definitely playable. You can definitely do it. Just, you know, be wary that you are playing at a lower setting and graphics not that great, but at least you don't get to lag. So that is Overwatch on the MacBook Pro 2019 13-inch. Thank you.